All right. So we are live on YouTube. Now I'm double checking to see if I'm live yet on Instagram. I am. Awesome. So we have a treat for you guys today. Glam Girl 101 is in final exam mode. What that means for you is new faces. Faces that are very familiar to me, but are brand new to you guys. So let's talk about it. Glam Girl 101 is a online course that I created, and graduation is literally days away. September 13th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The course has finished, but the final exams are just getting started. We have Isis on the line, and she's going to be live telling you guys why she's absolutely eligible to graduate. So, Glam Girl 101 is a live course. It's a movement. It's dedicated to helping women take radical ownership over their image and identity with strategies, okay? I'm teaching you guys beauty. Beauty isn't vanity, it's strategy. And if you utilize your tool bag correctly, you're going to elevate faster than you can say up, my dear, okay? With God, of course. When everything is powered by our creator, it just has so much force to catapult you wherever you want to go. You just can't be afraid of success. Now, the women who have been a part of Glam Girl 101 since its creation are here for round 2 of its graduates. With faith, femininity, and strategy, Glam Girl 101 gives you the tools to help you step into rooms your purpose was always meant to fill. The syllabus and everything you need to know about this course is available on Instagram. If you're interested, classes will enroll for the fall, so don't miss out. Now, the final exam is the face card defense. It's required in order to graduate for our students to present a 20-minute face card defense. This final exam does 3 things. First, you're going to have to defend your glow up. Prove it. We need a before and after. Visual representations are welcomed, but also your words. Help us to feel it. Have you really transformed? We'll be the judge. The next thing you're going to do within the final exam is review the weekly lessons. There's been so many things that we've covered, from makeup as a weapon, wardrobe that whispers wealth, pretty privilege is real. There's so many. I won't go into too much detail because I want you to do your research and figure that out for yourself. Now, you're going to basically reflect on 3 of the themes within the course and go into detail on how you apply them to your life. Because we don't know, but you do, and you need to prove it. The last thing you're going to do is give us a powerful statement, okay? Now, this is going to be called the face card never declines statement. I know. I'm getting really clever with all of these names. Now, this should speak to our hearts. We should know that you're ready to graduate after this statement. So, Isis, without further ado, she is going to present. Let me go ahead and pull her up for you guys. Be kind, say hello, jump in the chat, and give her a warm welcome. All right.
Whew.
You got it, girl.
Right. Hello, everyone. My name is Isis, and I'm here to present my Glam Girl Glow Up. So, my presentation will be focused on pretty privilege, confidence, and particularly the details such as wardrobe and hair. So, I'm going to focus on these 3. Okay, starting off with is like confidence. Mm, it's a bit of a mixed confidence and pretty privilege. So I'm going to pull up a picture of myself from when I was a teenager. I want to start off something with radical. Uh, okay, so this was me when I was 17 years old. I was just finally starting to accept that my face was worth it just by itself. At the time, I was being slowly introduced by the world to pretty privilege, which was way different compared to how I grew up. When I was growing up, it was a whole lot of you're ugly, your eyes are too big, you got a big head, that kind of thing. Lots of bullying when I was a kid. And so when I entered my teenage years, my later teenage years, and people began to say, "Hey, you're pretty. Hey, he's like, you're good looking. Hey, you're really beautiful." I was like, "Who are you? What lies have you sent? Where did you come from? Where is the bet? Where is the deal? Who did this?" I didn't trust it. I didn't believe it. Not to say that my confidence was at an absolute ground zero. It wasn't, thankfully. I have wonderful parents who always spoke life into me, always gave me confidence in everything. But when you are outside in the world, just wondering about, and you're constantly being pelted with words of negativity for years as a child, it does something to your self esteem. So it took a really, really long time for me to get to the point where I could like post a picture like this on Instagram and be totally cool with it. With that being said, I did not step into the makeup world until I was around that age, 17, really, really, really getting into it, like 17, 18 years old. Around 17, 18 years old. And it was just like, I don't have any pictures of me around that time because it's still an ingrained habit of mine in which I have not many pictures of me, but lots of videos, you know? So we're going to skip to when I finally went into clothes and was more into that, in which I discovered that pretty privilege wasn't just my face by itself, but also the clothes that I wore. Okay. I don't know if y'all could see that, but this is a picture of me when I finally really started getting into clothes, which was around my 20s, my early 20s. I found out very quickly that I was a girl who enjoyed her skirts, her dresses, all sorts of things. But it took a while to get to this point. I experimented with fashion a lot, with pants, with flannel shirts, with crop tops throughout my high school years, mainly because it was still within my safe zone. Because to reference back to confidence, my confidence, while not at an all-time high, was still not exactly at while not at an all-time low, was still not exactly at an all-time high. So I still stayed within my zone of comfort, which was pants, which was tank tops, which was t-shirts, which was tennis shoes. If you told 12-year-old Isis that she was going to be walking these streets in heels and dresses, face done up and everything, she wouldn't believe you. She'd be like, "Who are you?" So, okay, the family is on. So, hold on. Sorry. Ooh, sorry about that. So, I went into clothes more and more slowly throughout the years. And I found out that in the process, I had to accept that I myself was a girly girl. I was a girl who loved her skirts. I was a girl who loved her heels, her flats, her flowy blouses. And it was actually took a while for me to accept that. It took a very long time for me to accept that because from where I grew up, which was a very hard environment where you go to sleep and you can hear the gunshots, and when you step outside, don't even think about smiling. that's the kind of environment that I lived in at the time. So it wasn't until my mom leveled up and we moved that I finally started to feel like it was safe to wear skirts, to wear dresses, to wear heels, which actually helped with my confidence because now it felt more in line with who I am, with who I was becoming. And in fact, who I am still becoming. Because details, the vibes is in the details, so to speak. And that's what I learned a lot during Glam Girl 101 is that if I have the essentials, but I don't have enough of the details. So when I was going through my wardrobe, I was like, wow, I'm missing shoes, I'm missing jackets, I'm missing accessories. And I never would have even thought about it if it wasn't for Glam Girl 101 being like, okay, you have wardrobe holes. I was like, what? Hit a bit in the chest. So I began investigating my wardrobe holes, and I do have plans to fill them up to nail exactly who I'm going for. Because who I'm going for is exactly who I already am. I'm just not physically there yet. Let's see. What else? Hair. The thing about hair is that even with your face, even if you're going out bare face, if your hair is done, you're good. You got your hair, you got your lip gloss, you're straight. You're cool. And I always lived by that, and I didn't realize how much I did until we did our hair course, in which uh, we had the conversation about having your hair done and wearing a nice outfit, or at least a fit outfit that you felt confident. Words are hard. And you went out, nobody could tell you nothing. And that is exactly how it was when I was younger. And I had to be careful because I was not aware of my pretty privilege at the time. So when I went outside and I felt like that, and I was getting approached by men, I was like, ooh, something's not right here. Thank you. So hair, ooh, so my hair being done was such a crucial and important part for me, and I was grateful for the course because then it really brought to my attention the importance of my hair, the well-being of my hair, and how much it affects my overall
I think we
aesthetic.
got a tech issue. We can't see you anymore. Oh no. Oh no.
That's so.
We're
It really.
absolutely going to be able to continue it. Let's try this. I'm going to have you leave and then return. And let's see if it's going to bring you back up with no issues so you can finish.
Okay.
All right, Miss Isis. Thank you, girl. All right. So we are taking a little intermission. So Isis has been presenting her presentation, and so far, so good. This is the first time that the exam included pictures, so that's super exciting. Isis is absolutely a girl who grew into her beauty. Was she always beautiful? Yes. And sometimes we have to let go of what the little kids told us when we were younger and realize that they tell everybody they're ugly. I know when I was a kid, yeah, people definitely picked on me. But one thing I always knew is my family in my household told me I was cute. So I was going to hold on to that. So glad that she came out of that and was able to be that girl in real life. Period. Let's see if we got Isis back. Let's see. So Isis, I can hear you, but I can't see your image. Let's see.
I.
I can't see you anymore.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know why
terribly
I
rude.
can't see you. Hmm.
Not the internet being like that's enough face for you.
I know. It's definitely not enough face. So, okay, let's try one more time. Maybe if you're using like your phone, do you want to power it down? Want to try that?
Yeah, sure. I'll give that a try.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I'll play a game with the viewers. All right,
Okay.
girl. Okay.
Oh,
So she'll be back in just a moment. But while I have you, I am going to tell you a little bit about graduation. So, graduation is coming up on Friday. There will be individuals who will receive participation certificates, and then there are situations where you'll end up being the valedictorian. So, I'm really excited about graduation. This is the second graduation we've ever had with Glam Girl 101. The first course happened this summer on TikTok Live. This is the second round, and it's happened on YouTube and Instagram. Whether you're watching on whatever platform, say hello. We're happy to have you. So let's get into the details of graduation. I haven't talked about it much, and I feel like this is a really good time. So, one of the things I want to discuss is the valedictorian. So, that's the top student. Each one of you are going to vote. The students who were in the course are absolutely required to vote. We need to hear from you. Tell us who is most likely to become the face of Glam Girl 101. We need you guys to vote for the class valedictorian. You got to crown them. They're going to win a cap. They're going to win a sash, and they're going to win a $200 gift card to whatever store they want. It could be Ulta, it could be Sephora, it could be for clothes that whisper wealth. It could be for hair products that give them a bouncy shine. Whatever they want. Call me Tricky B, right? Tricky Banks, because I'm here to put my money where my mouth is. And I'm super excited for the valedictorian of this class. The next thing I want to talk about is superlatives. So there will be superlatives that are going to be a really great way to compliment the individuals who have been in class and who really showed up and showed out in certain areas. So the superlatives will include the following: teacher's pet, the school mascot, most likely to start a fan page, most dramatic transformation, that is, and most likely to preach mid class, just like your girl. So I'm super excited for all of the graduates who will just be celebrated on September 13th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Super excited. So let's talk about, let's see, who will be in attendance. So there will be educators who you've already seen who will grace the ceremony with their presence. So we will absolutely see Focus J, and we'll absolutely see Kaylee's, and we'll see the Dean of Admissions. All that graduation. So fun. The next thing I want to talk about is dress code. So, dress code is something that is absolutely not negotiable. So, school colors are navy and baby pink. During graduation, you should absolutely be in your school colors and be ready to camp up. So, no excuses. Makeup done, nails pretty, shoes on, okay? So, and I'm only saying that because I'm not wearing shoes right now. Shh. It is 12:05 a.m. my time. Shh. Okay? Normally, though, everything is done. So, quickly, I want to go over dress code. So, we want things to be tailored, not tight. It needs to be well fitted. Give us a blazer, give us trousers, give us dresses that show not everything, but your silhouette. The next thing we want to talk about is elevated basics. So no graphic tees. I don't want to see any wrinkles. And I don't want to see any lounge wear, okay? So I want to see maybe a ribbed tank. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Don't give me a ribbed tank. I want smooth, no texture, okay? I want elevated basics. Give me satin, give me blouses. Give me a monochromatic look. That is always a favorite. The next thing I want to talk about is fabrics. Fabrics matter. So silk, satins, linens, structured cottons. I want to see fabrics that aren't blends of polyester that really highlight you. Even if it is a blend, make sure it looks good, okay? The next thing we're gonna talk about is shoes. Make sure you're wearing shoes that fit and complement your outfit. So give me a ballet flat, give me a loafer, give me a heel, give me a boot. It's technically September, so we're moving to the fall. I want to see something that complements your outfit, even though it's a live graduation. Don't think that I don't want to see the whole outfit, including your shoes. Okay. The only other thing I really want to talk about is maybe additional add-ons. So I want to see a signature scent. We can't smell you, but we can tell if you smell good. For some reason, if you look good and smell good, it doesn't matter if it's virtual. We could just tell that you smell good. And I know that sounds insane, but you know what I mean. Look at me. I look like I smell good, and I do. I actually smell like vanilla right now. I'm wearing a scent by Fleur. It's called Vanilla Skin. Really, really good. Love, love. It's also a good scent if you want to pair it with something a little bit stronger and you can layer it. You're welcome. Free game. The next thing I'm talking about is nails. Have them groomed, polished, and neutral. Press-ons, absolutely okay. But there's no exception. The nails need to be done no matter how much money you're spending on them. Lip gloss or lipstick, words are hard, is absolutely a requirement. I need to see something on the lip. Give us a combo. Now, your hair absolutely is your frame. So don't slip up. See you at graduation. All right. Let me check on our girl Isis. Can we see her? We can. Now that she's back, she's going to finish up so I can stop yapping and you can hear her presentation. And you better pay attention. Let's go, girl. I am pulling you up.
All right, I'm back, y'all. How you been? Okay, so my camera went down and my phone is dying, so I'm gonna try to get through this as fast as I can before my phone decides to cut it off for me. All right, so and continuation with everything else I was saying, my confidence taking a hit, getting out of that, learning about the precision of details. I want to talk about how all of this also grew, came together, and also helped in my relationship with God. So, if I were being honest, I would say that I am still somewhat of a baby Christian. I'm still learning. I'm still getting around to the fast and everything. And speaking of fast, this picture right here is the photo of the first time that I ever done a fast. I was it was like a year or two ago. Yeah, soon to be 2 years. This photo was about 2 years ago, about soon to be 2 years ago, and it was the first time that I actually looked at my face and believed that I was beautiful. In that moment, coupled with God, under the authority of the Lord, that I saw my face and I was just like, "Who is that?" Because I don't remember ever looking like her before. So during this time when I took this photo, I was really taking care of myself. I still am taking care of myself, but it was never so evident as in this moment. And that's when I was like, "Oh, so this is what God meant regarding the story of Esther." And
Mm.
which, if you know anything about the story of Esther, she went under a 12-month regimen
Mm.
to be able to, before she was presented to the king. And in this moment, in this photo, I saw a glimpse, and I was just like, I was taken aback. And so this, I believe, also helped sturdy my own confidence because as a as a girl, every girl wants to be a princess. And so one of the things that I always hoped for when I was a child is that when I grew up, people would call me princess. That people would like call me princess or Barbie. And it wasn't until I became an adult that is now a regular thing for me to hear. That is no longer surprised when somebody is like, "Oh, she looks like a princess." But it took like 2 years to get to that point. And I was just like, "Where?" For a while. So under the authority of God, with a coupling of God, when I decided to join my face, my beauty, my personality, with God, that's when I truly began to see more of a difference, because with the Lord, all things are possible. And it's not as if God despised beautiful things. In fact, the Bible will tell you the absolute opposite. It'll tell you of the story of David, of Saul, two very handsome men in the Bible, in which they are described as handsome men. Sons and daughters that were beautiful, people that weren't even related at all, but their story made it into the Bible, such as Esther, such as Ruth, such as, well, there was probably more. Beauty has never been the
Mm.
problem. The problem is how people
Mm.
use their beauty. And that was the thing for me, because I thankfully has grown up within a relatively positive environment in which our motto is do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, not because it's popular. And it was that teaching that even through the years where I was bullied, even through the years when I actually believed what those people were saying to me, that I never went and went and attacked
Mm.
back. It was through the belief of my parents, that teachings of my parents, that I still learned that even after he's like I was proverbially struck, that I was able to turn the other cheek. So yeah, that kid called me ugly like 3 minutes ago, but he needs a piece of paper now. So, and I have plenty of paper. So here you
Mm.
go. It was things like that that really helped me settle. And now that I'm an adult, and obviously she's very melanated, I want to serve as an example for girls that were like me, who were not shy but quiet, who like to read, who were more feminine, more girly, in a very tough neighborhood. That is all right for them to be so. That you could walk around even today in jeans and still be called a princess, because that's exactly what happened to me yesterday at work. With God, all things are possible. And so my face card defense statement would be patient. Be patient, because just as a flower takes time to grow, you will see your own
Mm.
beauty. And that's the teaching.
Awesome. Awesome. Even with the technical difficulties, you still were graceful. Everything went awesome. And one thing that I want to mention is a lot of times I like to think when things are going wrong, it's just the devil trying to stop what God is trying to do. I'm sure there was somebody watching the recap or actively watching the live who was inspired by Isis's bravery to get up here and present and not be shy. Not that she is, but it is always a little nerve wracking doing something new. So, thank you, Isis, for being a wonderful example of what Glam Girl 101 is all about. Rolling with it, girl, and being confident, even when things don't go your way. What's really interesting about my relationship with God is I think He has a wonderful sense of humor. And faith is really something that is a reoccurring theme. You always have to have faith as a believer because you need it. God never really fills you in on his plan and what he's doing in your life. And by the time you get to the highs, it's really exciting to see what he always saw when you were low. And that's the only time you ever appreciate not knowing because he just blows your mind. And then you go back to not knowing again what he's doing next. But you learn to trust him because every time he takes something away, he replaces it with better. And I'm going to segue that back into you. Every version of you is better than the last. So as Isis grew into the woman that she is today, on her own with God and with Glam Girl 101, she's just getting better with time. And I love to see it, and I'm excited to be a part of her journey. Thank you, everyone who watched this live. And that was Isis's final exam. Get excited for graduation and for any of the other possible graduates who are going to submit their final exams. We're waiting.